Do things, get inspired, and if it is worth something, it'll like bring out a reaction out of you, which will be a song.
Yeah.
You know. So it's become like that. It's become a science project, dude. I'm not even kidding. It's like a full switch where पहले मैं खुद बैठ के काम करता था. And virginal days, I would think about what it would be like to be in a relationship. That is highlight. Oh man, this is the real. This is the real. How old you turning, man?
25.
Oh shit, alright, sweet, nice. Big 25, man, sick.
Yeah.
Quarter life, what's up?
Quarter life.
Quarter life
This
crisis.
is more like midlife, bro.
I don't think he's making it to 100, bro.
100 is
I
a
don't
stretch,
know
bro, for anyone, I feel like.
Yeah, no.
100 is overkill, bro. What
Overkill,
can you
yeah,
do
yeah,
after
it's a
you're
full
70?
overkill.
Like,
Yeah, after 70, I'm like, dude, whenever.
बस हो गया.
Yeah.
No, but I've seen some really happy, like 70, 80-year-olds also. But I think the way we live, I don't think we'll be.
this is midlife.
Midlife crisis.
What's a good age for you? Like, at what age would
Dude, I
you?
always thought like 40 would be perfect for me. Because I started like growing grey hair and shit very early. So like, yeah, 40 mein, I'll rock it right. You know, raw 40 mein, I'll rock it.
Your Clooney years. Like
Clooney years and like, you know, so yeah.
Wait, so
But
40
where-
you stop or 40 is when you?
40 से शुरुआत होगी. 40 से,
अच्छा.
yeah.
Oh, we were asking what is your like.
Like,
what do you think is your cap?
So, okay.
Really
70
pleasant
years,
question to
yeah.
That's how we start this podcast.
I love that we've started off with it. But yeah, wait, so post 70, I think, you know, same. We're on the same bracket.
70, I think is
Okay.
good.
70 is
80
respectable.
will be
80 is just
blessing,
like,
man. 80 will like cool.
How old are you now?
I'm 27 now. I'll turn 27.
27, and you just did a North America tour, bro. So
Just
like,
did a second
you're
round,
way-
brother. Yes,
bro,
yes.
you're way ahead. Then
Hey.
if 40 you thought you'll start, and 27 you're doing tours.
40
and-
mein I'll finally fit my mental age is what I mean.
Okay,
You know
okay.
what I mean? I don't know if you guys like relate to that. Like, how old do you feel mentally? Do you feel 25? I mean, what's up?
Bro, some days I do.
Accurate answer.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
it's I think more of 50s for me. Like I'm not.
50s.
Yeah.
Old
like,
soul?
Old
Yeah,
soul,
same
yeah.
man, brother, same. I hear you.
No, bro.
Kids are laughing at us. Look at them, man.
No, bro. So now we're kind of like surrounded by younger. Like I feel like once you hit 24, 25,
Yeah.
if you're in this space,
Yeah.
you're surrounded by a lot of young kids.
Yeah.
So that's when you feel a little older. Cause
Sure.
like I don't know, do you still like going out and partying properly hard?
नहीं यार वो तो
नहीं होता है
I
ना?
think that I feel like never was also a thing. I've always like because this is part and parcel of my job. Anyway, I need to step out and be at a fucking club or a festival every weekend.
You need
know?
to be on it.
हाँ,
Yeah.
so then that changes the perception of partying or stepping out anyway. I'm like जितना time घर में मिल रहा है, that becomes
You want to
gold.
spend more.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And your though that though comes out in your music also. Like it's a lot of family vibes in your music. I don't know if
Yeah.
if that's like I'm sure it's a conscious effort that goes in, or it's just that's how you've been raised.
I feel like the amount of time you spend outside, you realize the value. You know what I mean? जितना बाहर रहोगे उतना घर का याद. You know, for me it was that. I also stepped out of the nest 2-3 years ago during the pandemic. I went to Goa. Spent like my first 2 years akele and everything. So I was like, yaar.
So that's the first time you moved out.
First time I moved out. Yeah.
Okay.
And उसके
Moved
बाद
to Goa.
Moved to Goa.
Bhai.
जी हाँ,
That's-
जी हाँ.
that's the life, bro.
काफी
Scene है भाई.
baller lifestyle चल रहा है. I'm not gonna lie, but I think for me in the first 3 months only, man, I was like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in Goa,
Huh?
3 months in Goa, you were like,
Yeah, 3 months in Goa, I was like, so, I mean, I love that place. I fell in love with that place. वो the idea, Goa का party state of mind, कि यहाँ पे जाके मतलब you spend a weekend and you come back. I had gone there to write an album with Seetha Moth at the time. And उनके साथ बैठ के I was working on the album. 1 महीना we spent. And that much time was enough to tell me, ki, dude, this place has way too much like information that's not out there. The more you explore South Goa, oh my God, like so many like untouched territories there. So मतलब I was just like, Mama, मैं तो वापस नहीं आ रहा हूँ. I'm staying back.
Yeah.
And then just that move happened, man. And also it was during the pandemic, so I did the cliche move. Everyone was there.
yeah, but like if you go this time of the year, Goa I don't think it's as fun as.
Yeah, it won't be. It won't be.
Yeah.
Goa?
Like COVID थोड़ी ना था गोवा में.
Yeah, that's exactly how everyone was in Goa.
But yeah, and everybody was there from the industry. All of my friends were there. सब कोई थे. And
It was the place to be, and I think after the pandemic, a lot of people were like, okay, maybe not now, but
Yeah.
in 10 years, once I'm done with Bombay, once I'm done
Yeah.
with Delhi, this is the place to
I'm
be.
living in reverse, Amin. I'm I'm living in reverse. मैं Bombay अब आया हूँ.
हाँ.
But Bombay was always the plan. We're all Pune boys.
Yeah.
Bombay is always.
It's a
The
stepping
go-to.
stone.
It's right. 3 घंटे दूर है, but like you know that. oof,
You know that that's
यहाँ
where
पे
it
आना
is.
but obviously because of COVID, like that pause came
Yeah.
about in everyone's life. So Goa just became the natural. So then I moved.
You're
like, that's it.
Bombay now.
I'm in Bombay now. December last year I moved. Yeah.
What is it like? Do you have advice for us, bro? It's been like
Yeah.
It's been a month.
it's been like a month.
Month for you guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Bro, it's been a month for me also, even though I moved last December. I've just been
you've
on
been
tour.
on tour.
Oh.
I've been on the road, man. I've been on the road. Last month, May I was with my mom, had come over, summer shooty chal rahi thi. So we spent like a good month in Bombay, तो थोड़ा exploration वो सब हुआ, walking, shopping हुई. June again फिर निकल गए tour पे.
Yeah.
I'm now back and I think for the rest of the year अभी कुछ उतने major shows नहीं होंगे तो I'm just going to. So I'm with you. Okay, मैं call करूँगा पूछूँगा.
We'll all figure it out
We both are
together.
going to be on like, please, like, let's help each other out.
We'll figure it out together.
But-
Pune boys.
We're on this together.
What is touring like? Because
Yeah.
my idea of touring, it's in India. I think it's a little different, but I've seen those like American movies where like these rock stars are on the bus every day and they're like fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Of one city to the other, they don't know what's happening.
yeah.
India, I think it's weekend to weekend, so I don't think it's as hectic as like.
For sure.
So, like, what is
Yeah,
it like?
how does
Well,
it work? Like,
Bro, एक तो वो parallel करना ही नहीं चाहिए. We are nowhere. Okay, like
Yeah, that's...
in terms of level of like work also that's put in. Like you know, like we've abhi like this was our second round in America, and we were like the amount of work. मतलब like you said, right? People are touring in bus में बैठ के tour कर रहे हैं पूरा like you know they're covering like I think West Coast, East Coast cover कर लेते हैं. And it's like it's not a joke. Like we're doing 6 hour long flights, but we're doing flights. You know, that itself is a privilege in India. We have a lot of privilege as artists. You know, we don't realize what it is to like put up a show, right? Promoter ने बुला लिया and they're setting it up. All I have to do is make sure that I'm going up there. So, you know, like everything that depends on US, mein, there's like 10 things that you got to make sure. Management, in fact, has to make sure like you're booking an entire venue from ticket sales to everything you're handling. They're like, bro, we're giving you the venue for the night. But you take care of all of this.
and then you pay the venue.
It's like a venue rental and everything. Like this entire tour was like done by my entire team. So they're like the main like heroes here.
But they put on the show for you, or like
We
it was your tour, like
so
it was
I
your
have,
shows.
I have one agent in the States who is basically helping us out on all of this, right? But this is like a combined effort of all of us to like, there was no promoter involved. You know, like India, mein, you know how this is, right? Like यहाँ पे इंदौर में कोई promoter बुला रहा है, like bro यहाँ पे आ जाओ, we'll pay you this much, and that's it. It's like it's a full transaction. यहाँ पे you're putting your heart and soul into.
You're curating your own.
Curating everything,
Yeah.
you know, customizing every little thing.
Yeah.
And that also ends up with like, it's like customer support, you know. अब like कोई कुछ बोलेगा अभी, there's no problem. We are the people doing
Yeah.
it. So yeah, it's.
Do you get DMs like, oh, I booked a ticket, my money got deducted?
But I haven't received a ticket yet.
Talk to book my show and Insider. India mein. There you have to.
Yeah. Bro, but you don't, like, I feel like for you, though, you don't need that traditional, I'm sure you still do club shows, but like that promoter, I need a promoter in this city, because you get to put on your show, because you've got you've got music that people come for.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been to, I think the last time I saw you live was at Zoma Land, maybe.
Okay.
In
So,
Pune?
And Pune?
and it was almost solely your music. Like, I think your set list is just almost only your music.
I think in the last, I don't know when you caught me last. I know about the High Spirits gig you guys
Bro,
saw me.
yeah.
I know that was like a while
That
back.
time you probably had like 2 songs
Yeah.
out.
Wait. Like, I'll tell this story like really well. This was July 1st week. You were playing.
This is, bro.
Oh,
so
you're talking about the
there's two
first
stories.
one.
First one.
That's
Yeah,
two
there's
stories.
2 stories. Yeah.
Okay,
Two stories. Okay, cool.
Let 2
I'm
stories.
so excited. Please, yeah.
Okay, I think Amin's talking when he saw you on like a Thursday night. When
Ah.
you were playing at the local scene.
Yeah. I would only get Thursday. ठीक है, उसके
So there was this one time. So all of us like were born almost on the same day. Amin's 5th. The 2 of us are 7th.
Nice, awesome.
So
Right.
on the 7th, you were playing at High.
Huh.
And Nuclear was the surprise act.
Which no one knew at the time.
This was
Oh,
2017.
2017.
It
This
was
was 2017.
Then 27. Okay.
You were yet to put out Udd Gaye and all of that. Anish was
Anish
playing
part
that
of
backstage.
Anish suit,
Oh,
bro.
this is that little festival
This
that
is
I had
that
done.
mini festival.
Three stages.
stages.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was epic. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, we had our birthday, so we called all our friends. over,
Amazing.
Like, guys,
Amazing.
good time and all. And after, I think, like 2 hours, like you're playing on stage, within 2 hours, the place is packed. There's no place to move. And we're ordering food, we're ordering drinks.
Nothing is
Nothing is
coming,
coming.
But this isn't about me. This is high. This is high in
high.
general.
This is
This
high
is
in
high in
general.
general. This has nothing to do with me, Nuclear, or Anish.
Yeah. And that was like my first time seeing you live.
Yeah.
And I remember you were playing like a hip hop set.
I played a hip hop
Yeah,
set.
you
Oh
played a
shit,
very-
you remember? Yeah.
It was actually a very
Early
sick
days
set.
was so much hip hop, man.
Yeah.
I think evolution with the music also, where now it's become solely like, I think the set you caught last at Zomaland, it's become solely like my music and transitions, because I've noticed मैं जितना और बजाऊं, people are like, bro, मैं बैठा हूं इधर. Why we need to listen to your music? I can see that.
You
I
can
can be
see
like,
them.
and it's like I'll play a weekend song and you will still see people going like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But when are you coming on?
Yeah.
You know, so now I've reached a point where it's like 85% my music. And I love that, but I'm also a DJ, man. I want to play. I like there's tunes that I like listening to that I want to like, present in my own manner.
Yeah.
Like it won't be the same song that you'll be like, wo entry uska different hoga na. But people don't care about that.
Yeah.
Mujhe sunna hai. So now you have a all Ritviz set is what you were essentially talking
But
about.
that, I mean, as an artist, you must be like thrilled that that's happening, where you get to play, even if you played 100%
Yeah.
Ritviz only music,
Everyone's
people
happy.
is
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's thoda bittersweet because I think when Udd Gaye basically blew up, it felt like I was opening for that song.
Yeah.
It felt like I was
Yeah.
opening for my song.
Yeah.
Because every college that I'd go to, right?
Udd Gaye sunna hai.
हाँ, Udd Gaye sunna hai. I've played like a Bangalore show. I've played that song 6 times, and it's epic
In
every
one
time.
night.
Yeah.
In one night, 6 times I've played that song. Yeah, because that's how much people were just there for that one. Because that's all I had at that point, right? All the other stuff, I don't think people cared about it much. But like, as a DJ, वो थोड़ा आ जाता है कि यार, but like I also want to like do my
You wanna-
but I think I've reached a point where I'm like, cool, I'm going to present my own music in a different way. Right? Still use those skills,
Yeah.
but like, ठीक है, best of both worlds type. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought Udd Gaye up yourself, because I don't want to be that guy who's like, bro,
Ritviz talks about
Udd Gaye. No, bro, but that song, like, you knew it was going to be big, or
Not
no?
at all, not at all. Yeah.
How much effort did you put into that song? Because,
Too much.
okay.
It's why I was also so like self-doubting about it. Like I was just like, yeah, I have no idea what's going to do. People around me were very positive about it. But I had no clue, man. Like the night after the video went up, pehle to first 3 hours was just shit comments. Like, bro,
Yeah.
because it's AIB.
Yeah.
And they put up like a
Music video.
music video.
Yeah.
Okay, that also the weirdest music
And it's
video.
not- and it's not
Dude,
funny.
it was it was crazy. The music video, those old people dancing.
It's the old people dancing.
Everyone's
It's-
confused.
yeah.
Everyone
Like,
is
what is
confused.
happening?
It
Like,
threw
what is
everyone
happening?
off this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on over
What
here?
the fuck is up? Like, and I was really excited, but like first 3 hours, I'm just like, what is going on? Like I'm with my folks, हम लोग पुणे में बैठ के देख रहे हैं, I'm like, yo, एक अच्छा comment नहीं आ रहा है. Like, what's up? Like, this is like career start हुआ है कि end हुआ है? Like, what's happening? But I think slowly after like a day or two, then that ratio started like changing, right? It's like positive shit started happening, started circulating everywhere. And thoda confidence set hone laga फिर. So that the first week, right? First week was... Sorry, I'm just going to go on.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
bro.
Please.
Right? So
I'll
first-
interrupt when I feel
Yeah,
it.
please do. First week after that song's gone up, right? Our first show is in Hyderabad. This is before NH7 Weekender.
Yeah.
Right? This is the night before Weekender. My first show is actually in Hyderabad. Obviously, no one knows about this
Yeah.
because no one was there. I have shown up at that show with 1 million views on Udd Gaye, thinking that, okay, cool.
अभी तो सब
अभी
लोग
तो
रहेंगे।
people आएंगे.
I'll be selling it out
Bro,
now.
कोई नहीं आया. I'm talking zero. Like, we're talking like, कोई नहीं.
There's no way that it was like empty.
It was empty. It was a club, it was fully empty, right? So that sort of like really put me in my place. I'm like, yo, YouTube views means nothing, so nothing, ये सब कुछ नहीं है. And then Weekender was next day. So my expectations were set. I was like, ठीक है, I was anyway playing like a 5-6 p.m. set.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, I'm going to prepare my set and do my thing and like get off. But there, that's where, obviously, I don't know if you guys were there for that.
I was there
Were
for
we?
that one.
Yeah. That was insane.
27.
Bro.
I was the only one who had gone for that.
Isn't that the same year we got a picture with him?
We got on the next day.
We have a picture together. What
The
do
three
you
of
of
us.
us,
We
What?
have-
Yo.
I need
gotta
to
see
dig.
this,
I
man.
need to dig really deep
The
to
two of
find
us
it.
need to dig really deep.
Nice.
So
But like that picture, I mean, it's still kind of embarrassing when I think about it because Suvi and I were
It was
like, properly
smashed.
hammered.
Yeah.
And like we were those guys, bro, who came up to you were like, hey, we pull
Well,
out
yeah,
our-
this was like 2018 Supersonic. You had come
Okay.
as an attendee.
Yeah.
So we both were like
This
pretty
is where
hammered.
Jaden Smith performed. Is it
yeah,
that year?
Yeah. Probably that year.
Okay, cool.
So the thing is like both of us were like
You were
hammered.
holding one of those potato twisty
Twirlies.
things.
You really remember
No,
everything.
I remember that specific. I remember it very clearly because the two of us were pretty hammered. We came to the food court to get some food, and then we see you standing in line.
Yeah.
I nudge him. I'm like, "Isn't that Ritviz?" And then you wear a kurta, so it's like identify.
you can-
Iconic.
That's like your
It's
uniform.
like your thing.
It's my uniform.
So,
Yeah.
Kurta and blonde at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's a little harder to recognize.
It's a little-
Yeah.
But both of us are just like, maybe it is him and all. Then we come up to you we're like, "Are you Ritviz?" And now you're very sweet about it. You're like, "Yeah."
Hey.
I'm like, "Okay, can we get a picture with you?" And both of us are like these most ill-mannered fans I think you would have ever come
man.
across.
Hey.
Because both of us have like one arm around you each. It's like as if we're clicking photos
You're a
with our
taller
best
folks
buddy.
also. I'm nicely have become like a nice. Yeah, I can
Barely,
imagine
bro,
this.
like 1 centimeter, all of us.
Yeah.
All of us have held on to you, and you're just
Okay.
standing there with your twirly like this.
Nice.
It's one of the
We gotta
sweetest
see this picture.
photos,
We gotta
though.
see this picture.
I'm gonna dig deep, bro.
I'm-
I'll probably put it on screen.
Yeah.
I'll have to text some friends, I guess, bro, to say like,
We
hey,
haven't
do you have
spoken
that
to them in
picture
years. Oh,
sure.
from that year?
You gotta open those doors for this.
Yeah,
picture.
we're
You
gonna
gotta
have to do
You
it.
gotta do it.
I was actually contemplating asking everyone to wear a kurta. But
Dude,
we-
that would have been amazing.
But
man.
if you
मैं
want
खुद ही
that-
नहीं पहना हूँ.
It
So
wouldn't work.
I considered that and I thought it looked stupid if you're not wearing that.
That would have actually been epic. If I were wearing
He's
it.
the only one not
Yeah,
wearing
that
all
would
of
have
us
been fun.
But talk about the blonde hair, bro. Like,
Dude,
what-
did it work with the ladies? The blonde hair? Or like what?
Man, I think this one thing that I properly look at as a phase was blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
I think I don't know how people were accepting of it also at the time. I look at it, I'm like, bro, Maggie tha mere sir pe.
This is before Udd Gaye or after?
After.
This is
After,
just
right?
after.
Then
This is the
that-
fame, bro.
ऐसा
The fame
ऐसा
that
लगा
got
Oh, the
कि
fame
यार
got to
थोड़ा
me, man.
सर पे चढ़ रहा है यार अभी थोड़ा सा
Color chad raha hai,
Let me
bro.
just-
Yeah. Bro, you won't believe
blonde.
it. Started off with pink. It actually
Whoa, even I've
started
done
off-
pink, bro. I've done pink.
I started off with pink.
That's a
That's yeah.
And this
man.
is just
Yeah.
after
slippery
Udd Gaye.
slope, bro. If you go pink,
Oh man, yeah.
Then
Pink
what,
se shuru hua.
but then what? Like, what about your parents? Like, they were
Folks
just
are
like,
chill. Folks are chill. They were like, let him make a fool of himself. It's fine. Like,
Bro,
He
I
learned
think,
something.
let him go through this. Yeah.
bro, I think you have really nice parents because,
I
like, if
do,
you're making
I do.
albums about them,
Yeah.
they're letting you color your hair blonde. Like,
They are. I mean, I'm telling you, man. They really are the rock stars. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, bro, that's like, it's in. I don't want to be that guy, but in India, it's like
Yeah.
a rare thing
No,
to say.
absolutely, man. I'm glad you picked this up. Like, I think I belong to like a middle class family, and like people only talk about rags to riches, right? Like everyone's talking about like I think like being poor or being rich in their own ways is like okay, cool. You have like you're poor, you like fine, fuck it, we're here, all the way up, right? When you're at that level, you're also. Point is, you take that risk easily. Being middle class,
Yeah.
you're compressed, you
Yeah.
know. And I think majority families are middle class, And obviously, folks are gonna be like, bro, you have dreams, that's chill, but tu pehle degree le.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like my folks are like superheroes because they didn't do that. They didn't do that. Their argument always is that we saw you work 16 hours, but I'm like, Mama, you allowed me to work 16 hours. And it's that back and forth argument with us, when they're like, no, you were doing it is why we allowed. I'm like, bro, but you could have been like, tum pehle ye marks lao, get my bare minimum and then do this, which is also fair. Which is also fair, right? It's fair for folks to also ask for that. And in that sense, they are 100% superheroes, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to let your kids do whatever they want. Do you have a degree now?
I don't, man. I actually
degree.
don't, dude. I
So
dropped
you went
out of
like-
11th standard.
Like music, full on, you were
Full
like,
on, brother.
degree
Full on,
in
yeah.
dedication, bhai.
Yeah.
11th standard.
11th standard, bro. Yeah.
11th
Where
standard
were-
though is easy, bro. Like after that, people usually do 12th and then
honest.
they're like, fuck.
Bro, no. Nahi, ulta. Okay, wait. Hold up. We're gonna... Bro, 9th mein trigonometry introduce kiya.
Yes,
And
sir.
that
Yes,
like
sir, right.
fucked with me, bro. I was like, nahi, ye nahi hoga. And that's what they do, right? CBSE
The cost sign and
10th
all.
and 12th is like whatever revision.
Yeah.
9th and 11th they introduce like a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And ICSE is much better that way because पहले से like समझा रहे हैं, like it's not like a big.
Yeah.
Trigonometry was fucked up, man. You guys seem like maths fans. Like what's up?
No,
What's up?
bro,
What's
I
up?
got my fair share of zeros, bro. Trigonometry में सब zero वगैरह खाया है मैंने. So I
Hey
know
bro,
what
so
you're talking about.
I did ICSE and so like you said,
Yeah.
they introduce it pretty early.
Pretty early.
Pretty early only I said fuck this. Like after 10th I dropped math fully.
Nice.
I took biology thinking I'll become a doctor.
Oh wow.
For real.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Then 11th grade or I think beginning
Look at
of
our doctors now.
12th grade, I was like, okay, what does a day in the life of a doctor look like? Now, no hate to doctors, but it's like the same thing every day.
Sure.
And if your day is exciting, that means someone is really sick. So I
Or
was
someone
like,
is like dying.
yeah, so I was like, I don't want that in my life.
This sounds.
Not fun at all. So, I mean, shout out to the doctors though. Like someone has to do it.
Of course,
Not
yeah.
me though.
Yeah.
It's a tough job too.
Yeah.
I love how your understanding of this was like to see a doctor's day in the life. Like,
And that's
like,
when you
I
figure.
love that. That already is such a content creator thinking of sorts, right?
मेरा
Like,
दिन कैसा रहेगा?
हाँ, like let's look at the I don't
Bro,
know.
but if you're gonna do it for 20, 30 years,
Sure.
40 years for some people, like you've got to like, I think you gotta think about what a day in your life will look like.
Yeah, I don't think people do that.
No.
Like before deciding careers
They
also.
look at the money, I think.
Yeah, that's a big
Money is a driving factor.
one. Money is definitely the
Money, status also, bro. So like my family,
Yeah.
they were kind of big on if you become a doctor, society respects you.
yeah.
So
It's a big one, bro. I was
So you didn't want any respect.
so I became a
He's like, I'll
podcaster.
start a podcast.
Bro, this reminds me of a story, man. I was in school and then I remember like हम लोग 6th 5th standard में थे. There's like and like I think like कुछ career day या कुछ हो रहा था होगा school में or something and people are talking about like okay, everyone talks about what they want to possibly do in 10 years or whatever. So this one kid was just like, man, मुझे doctor बनना है. I was like, cool, that's amazing. He's like, क्योंकि बहुत पैसे कमाने हैं. And I'm like, यार तो businessman बन जा. Like in 5th standard, like I'm like, you will get to save lives. In 5th standard at least.
Yeah.
You should be saying that.
Yeah.
Right? I understand when you're much older, but like I'm like 5th standard में ये बोल रहे हैं बच्चे. So
Yeah.
exactly what you said.
Bro,
man.
5th standard people have different priorities. Like there was this kid in my school, and I wish I was making this up, but like you know how first day of class they ask you what you want to become when you grow up. So this kid, he says he wants to become a watchman because he wants to protect people. And I was like, okay,
That sounds...
no, it's not made up. Bro.
I know it's
swear
not made
No,
up.
but
I
it's
know
so
you-
like
I mean, he wants to protect people, right?
But he could have
It
at least
comes
said
from
army
there,
or
I think.
something, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, wait till he finds
army
out
is
about like police or.
he's only seen the watchman of his building.
But I see where you're going. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the ideals are so in place. Like
Yeah.
like in a very weird way, like if you are in the hospitality business, you want to serve people. You like
Yeah.
serving people and like that gives you joy. I guess that's what
No, bro, some people, like the kids who say, I want to become an astronaut or a pilot, those are the kids who want to like become cool. They don't, like the job, it doesn't matter. They just want to do something like
that is what's so
interesting.
like fascinating to like
Yeah.
think about. Sure.
Yeah. When did you start saying that I want to become like a musician or?
Or did you never say that?
I didn't know, man, if I was gonna like do this.
Okay,
like,
after you dropped out, like what was your
after I dropped out,
thought
then
process?
at that point I was like, I actually wanted to drop out of 9th standard, dude, because trigonometry. No, for real, man. I told Mama, I was like, Mom, listen, this is
It for me.
nightmares are
It's not for me.
This is not happening. Okay, you have a artist child. Okay, like I need to break from the institutions of. So I was like that.
Well, isn't your mom like a school?
Yes, yeah. She's the music HOD at the same school.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher's son. Yeah. So now you can imagine. That I've dropped out, right? 11th standard.
Yeah.
Right. And like imagine like people talking once I'm not like now coming back.
Yeah.
Mom's friends and stuff like probably
They'll all be
nicely like going like, bro,
gossiping.
beta kya kar raha hai tumhara, you know? And not one day did mom come back and ever tell me about that. You know?
God damn.
Again, superheroes, man. Like, you know, like not one time did dad do that because I think, and that kept me going because मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था दुनिया के like what's happening outside.
Yeah.
I dropped out, took a year to write music. I was just at home writing music. But at no point I felt the pressure to like कोई outcome लाना है मुझे.
But when did the music start? Like at what point, like between 9th, 10th, 11th, like, or were you doing music before all of this?
So my mom's a classical singer. Dad also plays the tabla. So music was at home. So I got introduction. Music's in the blood. I was introduced to it at a very young age, like 3-4 years old. तो उस समय से it was always around. I would join mom like sessions में classical काफी था घर में. So yeah, very early on, bro. Like very early on. But I never thought that would actually take center stage. Like I like painting and stuff. Like I like writing and shit. Like even today, when I look at like all of the stuff that I'm doing, right, from the cover art and stuff, I'm involved in like all aspects. तो वो थोड़ा कहीं निकलता है मेरा other fields का भी. I'm a creative individual.
Very humble also.
Very modest guy. बहुत modest है.
We'll edit all this and we'll send it to your mom. कितना creative है आपका बेटा.
Yeah, man. But
हाँ, so then.
But yeah, so I mean, at some point, like वो बन गया. Like I just became the naturally like I was like, ठीक है, this is something I'm gonna pursue.
Bro, because at the start, like I think the first music I heard was like that proper like bass, trappy.
Shit, you actually know you guys know the old.
Yeah, you know the old Ritviz.
You know, yeah.
No, bro, that Thursday night, I remember like you played like a lot of GTA.
Yeah.
You played a lot of.
Hell yeah.
I think Jack U, bro, at the time.
Oh, they were just.
Jackie was 2016.
I think it was somewhere around that
Yeah,
time.
but like that
Diplo,
era of
14
like,
to 16.
Yeah. That's when trap and bass and
Trap
like
and bass,
dubstep was
yes,
like properly.
Yeah.
So that's where you
I miss
started.
that guy, man. I missed that time. Like it was a very exciting. Yeah, it was such a big deal. So exciting to perform it. Like hi, I was like, yo, I'm gonna prep this set so much. And like my best friend, like हम लोग society में थे, and एक साथ we've grown up together. Shout out Anjal. And he had heard that set so many times. At some point, he was like, bro, like you got this. Like I don't want to now show up at every practice sesh because we would like little kid like turn up. But वो show that was such an epic set. I remember that.
The inside one.
The inside one, yeah.
Bro, I think so. It was me, Yugu was there, and there were like 2-3 other friends, and like there weren't that many people, but it was just like we were so raging.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone who was there, they were having a great time.
Bro, I think intimate sessions in general will always be on top. You know, like
So
you could be at a concert, but like could be like 5,000 people, but itne dur hai. You know, you're nicely like protected by all the set of like अच्छे से monitors, and you're just listening to the audio. मैं like most sets मैं properly off कर देता हूँ monitor, so I just want to hear.
What's
Like now
going on.
imagine even it's like 10 people, 50 people in like a small place, bro. That is
you prefer like club gigs over
yeah,
arenas?
hell yes. Or I've not gotten a chance to play also in the
but
last.
the arena gigs is when people like sing and you get to hear that. So
It feels like 5,000 people is like it's like one person.
Yeah.
It feels like that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, while like 50 people could feel like 50 people,
Yeah.
you know?
because you get to make eye contact, bro. Like you get to see movements, you get to see like from whatever DJing experience that we have is like, bro, like
We have DJ brothers. What's up? What's happening?
the table shakes, bro.
Pause. What's the name? Do you guys have like a
No, it's Tuvi and Amin.
We both,
Jazz.
so my name itself is Tuvi.
great?
And then his name is Amin. And they're pretty like not so
Then
common names in
Great,
Pune.
I'm with you guys. Same.
Yeah,
यहाँ पे
Ritviz.
भी यहाँ पे like मिल गया है same.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that about you. That your real name is.
Real name is
It is,
Ritviz.
yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
a
we're lucky
unique
that way.
name.
Alias मिल गया.
It's the same question. Like people ask me, they're like, is that your real name? Is that your artist name? The other day also we went to Soho and then they're like, is this your real name or your artist name? I said real because we were going with another friend who's also an artist.
अच्छा, nice.
Yeah, he's been in Bombay for 2 weeks and he
2
felt
weeks.
the
I
need
had
to
to
say.
I just put it
Like हाँ guys, like
I go to Soho.
we go to all these places now.
Yeah. What is your now? I think we're kind of into the deep end. So now
Yeah,
I
let's go
think
for
we
it.
can ask you.
deep dive.
So you've come from the US now.
Anji.
Yeah. Wait. First, are you seeing anyone right now?
I just
we
knew
have
the
walked
question.
into that one.
Bro,
I'm
you've
not.
seen some episodes, so I think you were prepared.
Sure.
PR, do you have PR?
Right? You're getting a call from 2 people after this. But no, I'm not seeing anybody right now.
No.
Yeah, I got out of like a thing like earlier this year.
Are you sure?
That's a very good question. I was seeing somebody for 2 years.
Oh,
Okay, so
Yeah,
like
that's a
a
long
I
time.
got out of like a big one.
Okay.
Okay, now please, like, now you guys go.
Dude, I haven't seen anyone in years, so I don't have.
So why did you say it like that?
Yeah, bro, that sounds like you haven't.
Haven't dated anyone.
He's like,
in
I've
years.
forgotten the touch of a female.
I'm not seeing anyone either. Even I got out of a thing like earlier this year. Stewie, what's your answer? What's your answer today?
What day is it? What day is it?
That's key.
Depends on whether she sees this or not.
That's key, man.
So like when you went abroad, like did you meet any girls from there or?
Bro, I was stuck with my manager and my photographer.
fun.
हम लोग बैठ के, like, we were just sleeping throughout.
With?
So you didn't get.
Each other. Okay.
That's what made it
that's how
worse.
lame it was. Okay, I was just seeing them every morning. So travel ज़्यादा था. I don't think we. Yeah.
You didn't go on the apps over there to see what's up. क्या चल रहा है भाई? उधर का like as a tourist also you should see कि वहाँ क्या चल रहा है वहाँ के Tinder
I
पे.
really wish that, like, I satisfied the idea of a rock star for you guys. Like, I really wish, close enough be. Like, but 10% भी होता वैसा कुछ,
So no groupies.
Man, मैं show के बाद I need to be this is like me being so candid. Show के बाद straight to the, like, barely I was going to after parties while I was in a relationship, right?
Okay.
So that would be like a thing for me and my girlfriend back in the day, like X.
Oh, look at him. He's there.
Yep. Moving on. But in general,
What about like blonde hair Ritviz?
yeah,
Younger.
उसका नाम मत लो यार.
He looked like a bad boy.
Bro, Maggie था उसके सिर पे, ठीक है? It was Maggie. It was genuinely Maggie at some point.
Bad boy Ritviz was making some bad decisions or something then.
Fuck. I really wish I had a story, but I do have a story. I do have a story for you guys. This one time, the first time I got my hair colored, ठीक है? And I got back home and I was like, guys,
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. I'm here. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the nose ring. I had a nose
Oh,
ring
yeah.
on top. Like, this is like, I'm nicely walking into my 21, 20-year-old, like, ye hair. Like, none of y'all, like, there is nothing close. You colored pink.
Yeah.
Please, give me something, man. Aapka face kya tha?
Bro, a mohawk I think. Like I think that's
That's a respectable face.
That's good, man. That's
Yeah.
barely a phase. Come on.
हाँ नहीं I think that's the wildest.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Once beach में I started putting nail paint. That was
Oh, that's
my
cool.
that
That's
was my
cool.
like
That's
thing.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's cool now. It
It's
wasn't
cool.
then.
When were you doing this?
Bro,
This
like
was after he
You
saw.
did it before it was
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
man. I had the curve, my man.
yeah, but it wasn't cool na at that time. Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Which
Yeah.
color?
Black.
Black, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Goth face.
हाँ, you were.
This is your goth phase.
Yeah.
Not
Three years
really.
ago the
No,
goth
I
नहीं होगा, but
had
I feel
gotten
like
out of a relationship and I
So goth
needed.
face.
I should just paint my
I was
nails.
desperate for some kind of attention, and that time there was no content and all, no podcast, nothing.
Yeah.
So something I needed. So nail paint.
What about you, my man?
No, I never had any.
Come
My
on.
my parents were too strict.
Okay.
My
So
mom is
I-
my parents were too strict. You saw that. Mom
I
watches the
realized she'll see
podcast.
this. No, but my mom was like too strict, so it really I couldn't even try anything new.
Yo, but that actually, sorry, just right before that. Your folks love your podcast? Like, how's that like for them? Like, do folks watch your shit?
No.
They don't watch it.
They don't watch it. They tried watching it.
They
then
tried
they're
watching
like,
They were like, we don't get
ये
it.
भाषा
Yeah.
मेरे को नहीं सुनने का है.
Yeah.
I can't.
My parents were like kind of like whatever about it. Like no, they weren't fans of the podcast.
Yeah.
Then I stopped asking them for money. Then now
Nice.
Now they're fans of
now
it.
they're like, okay, it seems to be working.
Nice.
You were saying.
Where were we? I was talking about
You were talking
about the blonde
so I
face.
show up at home, right? And I'm just like, man, like, ye ho gaya. This is it. And that night, I think was the first night I was like, I was not Ritviz that night. Because I'm like, this is a new character. Feels like,
Chapter
feels
2.
like GTA mein jaake mod kiya hai. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
I've changed my character.
Yeah.
That guy that night was a very different person, not in the ways you would expect me to. But like I remember I'd stepped out with Anjal that night and hum log bas like we were living a different life. Like I told him that you're gonna pretend to be, you haven't changed at all, but you're gonna pretend to be because I'm not myself today.
Yeah.
You know? There is nothing fun that came out of that night. I just like, I'm
No, I feel like you're leaving out some details.
There is some very big bit I feel that he's left
I
out.
feel like halfway through the story, he
I
decided he
realized
doesn't want to
that,
say
yeah,
it.
going with that, I was like, oh, maybe he filtered out. But honestly, man, just the fact that I felt like a new character is the highlight.
Yeah. But an
Like
appearance,
a highlighter on hair.
an appearance change does that to you. Like an
Yeah, it does that to you,
intense appearance. That's a big reason footballers like do like wacky hairstyles because some people like for some of them it's confidence.
Yeah,
For
change
some
state of
peop-
mind, right?
Yeah.
You're just like suddenly a new person.
You're a new
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Bro, we were talking about Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
yeah.
He did that.
The
haircut
iconic R9
where he's
haircut.
takla from everywhere and he has.
You don't watch football?
Yeah,
No
my
football.
bad. Sorry, my bad.
Which game
Judge
do
me,
you
can
fuck
judge
with?
me, yes, fuck.
Fuck that story then.
That story is gone. We edit it out.
But no, but I see what you're
No,
trying
so
to
he
say.
was takla
Yeah.
and he had just a patch of hair here.
Okay.
And he said something about how there was like too much pressure or like I had this injury that they kept speaking about and I kept getting reminded of it. So I did this like stupid hairstyle so that people just start talking about this.
Talk about something else.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's
not
so
about
cool.
his
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And like they won the World Cup that year.
Sick.
And he scored like 9 goals.
Let's go.
So-
Let's go.
Yeah, I know that doesn't matter.
No. Hey, come on. Hey.
He's like,
Matters
just
to-
9
matters
goals.
to you guys. Then, hey.
You mentioned GTA, bro. Do you play
Again,
video
very
games?
poor gamer. But yeah, I mean,
No,
we've all
back-
played GTA, so just like the regular amount, not...
Like in childhood when you were not studying trigonometry, what were you up to?
Oh, Vice City was obviously like a big one for all of us, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
yeah.
Man, come on.
Yeah.
I never played San Andreas, by the way. I don't know why. That didn't reach my... Vice City was it. And there was what? Liberty City, the other one?
That was
also I never
before,
played.
that was before.
That was before that.
Yeah.
I haven't played the first two games. Then. I've just
Vice
never-
City is like when I think we were introduced to
Vice
gaming
City
as a
was
concept.
the last one, no?
Just
No, bro.
first
Vice
one,
City is
bro.
like
God damn. I
It's the
never
first
played.
one.
I was not allowed to play GTA.
Yeah.
Because of the
Bro,
strippers
like,
and all of that,
man,
bro.
dude, but that in 5th standard, going
Like-
to that strip club at Vice City, I was
Yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah,
This is it.
Like
This is
that
it,
stuff
Shake it for
मेरे को
me.
चाहिए डांस अभी
बच्चे आके स्कूल में बोलते थे ब्रो मैं कल स्ट्रिप
Strip
क्लब
club,
में
yeah.
वाइस सिटी में
exactly, yeah.
we had like so I used to stay in this big society where there were a bunch of kids and we would all pick a game and start playing it together and the missions that someone couldn't do and like one kid managed to do it, that kid would have to go to everyone's house, cross that mission for them. like they have appointments. Like आज इसके घर पे जाना है, कल उसके घर पे जाके cross करना है.
मिशन करके देना है
Mission करके देना है.
Pro mission करके देना.
Do you guys remember that helicopter mission?
Yeah.
Everybody, obviously, that was the one, right?
Yeah.
That was the one you can't just get done with.
If
that.
you do it you're officially cool
Yeah.
मैंने किया है.
We had a guy for that.
Your plug.
Yeah, helicopter plug. That was there. Then San Andreas came, and San Andreas became like a little too. The game was a little too nice, like too good, more details. So everyone was just like, like kind
My
of
poor
fucking.
knowledge. I thought San Andreas was before Vice City.
No,
My bad. I thought like...
I had no idea.
Yeah,
So at
okay.
least you're not the worst at this
I
table.
thought that was like the OG, the Rockstar debut. I didn't know that.
No, I think you think that because San Andreas, a lot of people played it on the PS2, and you associate PS2 as like one of the oldest.
Sure. I hear
Vice City, though, people didn't even play on PS2. It's
Yeah.
like that old.
Got it. Yeah.
I think most people just slaughtered like characters in the game when
Just
they were
remove
playing
their
it.
frustration.
Yeah,
Bro,
okay, you fucking machine gun some
Yeah,
innocent civilians.
and they showed blood.
That's the
And there were like
good stuff.
so if you at that time you would get discs and all.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
India ke liye there was like a Hindi dub, Punjabi dub, whatever. If you
Oh, the
wanted it-
radios were playing.
radio, so you could
Okay.
just so for the radio and the music you could just go and swap the files and put your own MP3s.
What?
Yeah.
That's too cool, bro.
And in the
Yeah,
car,
that's
I never knew this shit.
एक ऋत्विज का एल्बम डाल दे भाई इसमें.
2007 के लिए this is epic. I
bro,
didn't know.
after a long day, like I just drive.
Now he doesn't drive in real life.
Listen to KK or something like in the
Weekend
background.
drive.
Yeah.
Long
Rest in
drives.
peace.
Dude, nice. Yeah.
That's
What kind of music did you listen to back then? Like the
If
typical.
we're talking back then, like we're sticking to like 5th, 6th standard for me.
Yeah.
Like what? This is 2006, 7.
Yeah.
Most impactful album, Collision Course, Linkin Park, Jay-Z. Changed it for me. Yeah, that album was.
Oh, so you were a cool kid.
Oh, hey.
You
He had
downloaded
the-
English
We are
music.
like
had the
9XM
MP3.
boys. My parents would leave me like home alone a lot, so I just put like 9XM or
Gotcha.
some shit. So that's my.
Don't want to know what happens after this. Yeah. What music videos?
What's going on in the back?
Imran Hashmi was big.
Oh, I knew it. Oh,
But you were-
like slide. What's up?
9XM was still vanilla, dude. FTV. Were you on the FTV train?
Oh.
That
at
was
all?
too.
Bro.
That's extreme.
12 बजे के बाद FTV लगाएगा तू?
It was FTV, bro. No, like Hindi music, though, yeah. English music wise, like that was the Bluetooth era.
Yeah.
So like whatever people were listening to, and if it came to you, like that's what you would listen to.
Like pre that, do you guys remember like the first range of these MP3 players, that Philips
Yeah.
player, and like
Walkman
these are
and all.
LimeWire days. तो वहाँ से I'm like downloading viruses and putting it on
Yeah.
my
Used to,
MP3.
you would basically fuck your computer for
Yeah,
one song, bro. It used to happen
everything.
every time.
LimeWire. Yeah.
LimeWire. I had downloaded one song and then like it was on the house PC. After 2 days, someone opened it and all the files are gone.
Yeah.
And I pretended like I had no idea. I was like, I don't
How
know.
did your mom
Only my
block?
song was there, bro. Only my song was on it.
Bro, those fuck ups though, like suddenly one day your icons have become too big. Like,
Yeah.
and you don't know what's happening.
And you don't even know how to Google the shit because there was no help,
Yeah.
like proper help back then.
Love it. This is good. This is like nice for my like
Yeah.
nice throwback. Nice throwback.
Good old days, man.
Bro, I remember when we got internet. So at that time, I didn't know the concept of unlimited or like limited internet.
yes.
And I had discovered torrents. So I'm downloading like 6 movies a day.
Yeah.
Bro, this 1 month back in, I think 2008, our internet bill was like 12,000 rupees.
Bro, I would have.
And at that time, it wasn't like online GPay.
Yeah.
Some guy would show
Show
up
up
at
with
your
the
house
bill.
and ask you to pay right now.
I hear you.
And this dude shows up, asks for 12,000 rupees, bro. And my
I would
dad,
have given the child off. I would have said, y'all keep him. This is 12,000.
एक
No.
और था वैसे भी.
bro, no, then that's how my
The
dad
good one.
figured out how to like look at history and all.
Oh, this is going down.
So then the
Yeah,
12,000 wasn't the problem.
That wasn't the problem.
And my dad made up this whole story about how he found out. So he
Okay,
was
then let me ask a question. When was the year where you discovered like
porn.
your first set of?
Yep.
Yep.
Bro, porn was pretty late, but like curiosity kicked in pretty early around
Sure.
like.
So like I'm guessing when curiosity kicked in, बच्चे school में बात कर रहे थे, but you weren't like you didn't have access. Is that because that's what
No,
happened?
like I was curious. I didn't know what to look for.
Sure.
So I would like look for really weird things like naked
girls.
girl.
What has changed?
Like, I don't-
What has changed? What are you
Now it's
talking about?
become naked women. Now he knows. He put that girl search.
No,
in
like at
some
that time,
cons.
I didn't know that they're supposed to be doing something when they're naked. I just wanted to see, like, okay,
Oh.
Like
this is
girl
what it
boy
looks like.
kiss.
Yeah, shit like that. What about you?
Bro, I mean, very similar, but it was, I think, computer came to my house pretty late. So up until that point, best friend, right? And in school,
Anjal? This is-
Anjal, yeah, man.
Shout out
Anjal,
Anjal.
I've got to like share a lot of stories, man. But yeah, so he had a computer like we're talking when second standard he had a computer, right?
Damn.
So I would go to his house and play games and everything. Games, and then we moved to other games.
Yeah,
You know?
The real stuff.
The real
And I like
stuff.
how it wasn't weird back then.
It wasn't weird.
It was a group
It was a group.
activity.
I
That's
can't
the-
believe that's the weirdest shit. That's the weirdest shit
It was
ever.
Like,
सब
we're
एक
just
साथ
to
बैठ
watch
के
it
porn
together.
देख रहे हैं
We are
यार.
in this together. Like,
We're in
all
this
of us.
together. I'm like, what do you even? Because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, what do you do? It's just like you're a fucking child.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, cool. Just you're
Yeah.
feeling. It's more about like it's like an ego thing. Like, hey, I'm probably like the
Yeah,
first set of like
The first child to.
first in the class that has watched this.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
even about the thing. It was
Yeah.
more about ki flex karunga.
Yeah.
Dude, did he like call you? Did he tell you he's showing you this, or he's like, "Bhai, tu bite, मैं देखो कुछ
Yeah.
crazy दिखा."
Bro, I mean, I think he was a nice innocent kid. I was the fucked up one. I was the one who was like I would try to like find out and stuff. He was like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, keep quiet, man. We got this.
Yeah.
We got this. But I also had older friends. That's why I had like bad
That's
influence.
it's always how
Yeah,
it's
I had like when I was in 5th, I had like a lot of 10th grade friends. Oh, they nicely spoiled me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it starts. Then you get curious, you start looking. For me, bhai, the PSP, bro. PSP changed my life.
I'm not a gamer, but that shit was.
It had Wi-Fi. That's the thing. It had
Actually,
Wi-Fi.
games पे जा रहा था. I was
अच्छा,
actually going to
अच्छा.
talk about the games. I didn't realize that you're not going to talk about games right now.
Bro, like on that 512 MB SD card, there were like 0 games.
Zero games.
At
Gotcha.
one point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's when I was like, okay, you can like download this shit and like you can
View
watch
it
it
at your
whenever
own
you
time.
want. Yeah.
Ahead of the time though, PSP was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I think any kid who had the privilege of owning one,
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
bro, like you could spend hours on that thing and
Dude, that mouse thingy was so fucking iconic. You know?
the,
The mouse
analog.
pad, no?
That thing.
Yeah,
That was that is what I have yeah, I was just like I used to play Def Jam. I don't know if एक hip hop game था.
yeah.
Def
With the
Jam had a
fighting,
hip-hop
street
game?
fight, yeah.
And then वो like I think the KO was always like subway पे फेंक देते थे.
हाँ,
I don't know if you remember this game.
No, I remember.
And obviously Most Wanted Most Wanted तो था ही classic, most classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd play a lot of WWE also. I don't know if you I don't think you fuck with sports at all.
Yeah, at all. Yeah.
Probably
At all,
the
bro.
first person on the pod that we've had who doesn't fuck with sport at all.
Yeah.
है ना?
I don't know. Like I don't
No
know.
sports, no trigonometry. Then what were you doing at that age?
Man.
Music.
Yeah, you have the answer right there.
Just writing songs.
Yeah.
Chal,
And
okay.
finding porno. Huh, what? Yeah.
When you the first thing you ever put out was it like one of the trap songs?
Surprisingly, before I think
Because the singing came way after, bro.
no, that's not true. That's what I was getting at.
But in the mainstream, at least.
Mainstream, yes.
Yeah.
But so basically the story here is that I didn't know how to produce. I like very beginning stages. I was composing. I would find beats online, right? Uske upar I would compose. But I'm like, how do I change elements in this? So I was like, fuck, I gotta like learn production. So before that, I was like singing and stuff. Composition, I used to songwrite and stuff. Is when I was like like my music back then, like there's still a song like that's still on streaming. Wo hai abhi bhi. That is just me singing over a like bunch of loops that I found and I created like this little beat, but it wasn't mine. You know, the production side of things weren't fully me. So my idea was कि I need to get into production to change those, tweak those elements क्योंकि मुझे समझ में नहीं आता how to do that, right? So I was like, okay, cool. That's when the bass era hit because I fully got into production. So my singing, I was like, मैं singing नहीं करेगा, but I need to figure out what this is. So 5 years I spent after dropping out. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
we need to just focus on Ableton, right? I was like, इस पे बैठेंगे and like गाने बनाएंगे. So that's where I was producing all of the bass stuff. And then उसके बाद I think 2017 was the first year I was like, dude, I think at some point कुछ production I've reached somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's bring back my vocals. And that's when like Udd Gaye happened, Barso happened, all these songs happened that year.
Dude, in one of the interviews that you mentioned.
Oh, Mr.
Oh,
Research.
look at him. I do research now. I do research now.
Alright.
You said Udd Gaye took 1 year and Barso took 5 years.
Yeah, Barso took Barso.
That's why he named it that.
It was actually
Barso
called-
lag gaya, right?
Yeah, for real.
Why?
Yeah.
What was the process like for?
Bro, मैं छोड़ देता हूँ. I was like, अगर zone में नहीं आ रहा है, then I will not look at it. I was like, let that song come like जब याद आए, and I forget about a lot of projects also like this.
Yeah, the project file is there.
Is there? It's lying
some
somewhere.
hard disk.
हाँ, and
Yeah.
like, and I'm so weird like that. Like मैं save करूँगा whatever the first word that hits me. Like that's how Liggy came about. Liggy was just like a random word that hit my head, तो मैं वैसे save कर लेता हूँ. So now if I am not like, for example, I'm working on a project, मैं 4 दिन work कर रहा हूँ उस पे. And 5th day I'm like not in the saturate हो गया everything, so I'm gonna switch to the next project. Bro, I will forget about this properly क्योंकि मैंने save किया है. I don't know what I've saved it as, and there's like a million projects. It can actually get lost. There I do like a weekly thing where I go over. I can just keep opening
क्या-क्या
files.
किया है
I just open files. Because I'm like the one thing that I still do is just जो भी idea आता है, जो भी, however, whatever it is, record it. Record everything. It's just like, just record everything, save it, record, save, record. So like a million projects.
Yeah.
And some can be like 10% progress, 30% progress. And that's how Barso took 5 years, क्योंकि it was lost.
Damn, bro. So
Yeah.
one day you just woke up, you're like, "Ay, Barso
हाँ.
था यार एक अपना बनाते हैं उसको
हर साल
sauce लगाते हैं."
Exactly. हर साल 10% sauce डालता था मैं. It was like that, and then that's why it took 5 years.
Damn,
No, but that name
banger,
thing
bro.
is actually really cool because like the names of all those tracks are
Yeah.
so unique. Like most of the songs that you put out.
It's meaningless.
But like,
Yeah.
like I think there is only one song that's called Liggi
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there
And
may
what-
be more now, but after you.
what's epic is कि people are then finding meaning for it, like in
Yeah.
different languages. अब ये proper interpretation हो गया है. So it's like यार
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, but this has been from the beginning only. Like even the bass songs,
Yeah,
they have like weird names.
वो तो थोड़ा सा thought था उसमें.
Acha,
This
then
is
that
like
was my
बाकी-
bad.
You're just trying to justify the art. He's like, thoda
Bro, but like that transition, like, fuck. Like, do you think you'd ever go back to making like proper hard bass?
I feel like I can't compete with that guy anymore. You know, it's like when you're at that age where you have that fire.
You're hungry.
You're hungry, man. Like I can try, but like अब वो comfort आ गया है. You know what I mean? And getting out of this is really tough. And that's why it's like you gotta keep reminding yourself. You need to have those people to keep slapping you हर समय में. But like can't match up with that guy though. Like वो पागल था वो इंसान. So yeah.
But
do,
go.
do you feel like you found your sound now and like you'll just...
I feel like I found it and it has worked against me also in a lot of ways, right? Where I'm like, I'm on my journey of figuring out कि और क्या evolution होगा, whatever, right? While I think the critique will be like, at all given points, I feel like I've seen people put me in a box, you know? For example, when I came out with my first song, तब it was like 6 महीने फिर मैंने गाने नहीं निकाले. I was like, bro, like, मैं आराम से करूँगा next. I'm not gonna like I'm gonna take my time with this. One hit wonder हो गया. Now at that point it was like, oh, this is a one hit wonder. क्या करेगा? What is it? That was the first box. Then the second hit came through. फिर third hit. फिर it was like, okay, ठीक है. He's establishing a sound, but it sounds like the same thing. You know. And then it's like the second box. You know. Okay, now let's put him in the. And that box I feel like has been a very major one because I'm like, man, this is my sound though.
Yeah.
I mean, I will sound like this. Like I
Yeah.
can't really. So yeah, I feel like, and imagine in a country where we all know this, man, like where everyone's replicating. क्या चल रहा है West में, you know, to have a sound itself is a, you know, or in the West वो step 1 होता है, you know, like you're not gonna go to a Post Malone and be like, bro, like you are sounding like yourself, bro. Obviously वो अपनी जैसा sound करेगा ना, it's a style,
Yeah.
but I feel like I think the
What?
oh shit,
Okay.
my bad, sorry. I feel like the country expects way too much, you know. It's
Yeah.
like they expect everything from one artist. I don't know if I'm like onto something here, but it's
No,
almost
I
as if
get what you're saying.
like you're not respecting a style,
Yeah.
but it's more like, oh, this makes me feel good. Give me everything.
Yeah.
Like I think art is like taken for granted in the country. I don't know if you guys like, if you want to add something to this because
No, I wanted to like bring up also like something that maybe the general audience or like
Yeah.
the mainstream audience doesn't factor in is the commercial side of things also, na?
sure.
Right? Like now, as a content creator, it's very different than what an artist or a musician goes through. But
Yeah.
if you're doing something that works, it's kind of stupid not to do it one more time at least or 2 more times. If each time you do it, the bank account shoots a little, right? Because at the end of the day, theek hai, you've got to make bank also.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's kind of like taken, because if you made Udd Gaye like 7 more times,
Yeah.
and if it worked,
Yeah.
obviously as an artist you would be like, okay, bus. But maybe an artist won't think like that. He'll be like, okay, chal, theek hai.
ये तो चल रहा है ना. Why should I not do this?
I mean, long term, I don't think it's sustainable at all
Yeah.
because
It's
you
not,
have
yeah.
to evolve.
You have to, yeah. Like, I mean, it's temporary. At some
Yeah.
point, though, you're gonna exhaust yourself. Forget about the people telling you, ki, bro, you're doing but you yourself are gonna be like, bro, what's the, you know? For me, I think the only thing that I care about is ki, man, this is like Udd Gaye back in the day, you've back in the day, like all of this stuff that I've done. I need to think that this sounds cool to me. मुझे ये excited रख रहा है, you know, and I will be grateful if people care, you know. If that mentality is like, if I keep that on, that I stay true to myself in some sort of the way, right? And for example, I think the latest album that I put out, right? I feel like with every project, the way I am like heading wherever I'm heading, every project is getting a new audience. Like I feel like the audience that found me for Udd Gaye probably will not like me for the stuff that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But there is an audience right now that's liking this that might not mess
Yeah.
with, because everyone's evolving at their own pace.
Yeah.
Sab apna like apne time se apna karo.
Yeah. No, that's a really good way to think about
Yeah.
just anything that you put out is like,
Yeah.
am I finding a new audience with this? Is it going to a new
Yeah,
audience?
yeah.
Because, bro, like, it's the most underrated advice. If you just like put out shit for a new audience each time, don't obviously drastically change everything that you
Yeah.
do and like fuck up your sound or your
Yeah.
whatever. But like with these guys, whenever we're discussing content, I'm like, bro, forget about whoever is already subscribed.
Yeah.
What about the millions who are not subscribed?
Who not,
How do
yeah.
we get to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think sometimes people get comfortable with their
Yeah,
niche
yes,
or
yes,
with their
yes,
audience or my audience, my crowd.
Yeah, and then फिर थोड़ी, I mean, to be very like strong word हो गया, but mediocrity थोड़ी brew होने लगती है. When you are like, when you're like, then you're like, मैंने इस level पे काम किया, इस set of audience ने like किया, अब मैं बस यही करूँगा. अब I'm just going to serve them all the time this, right? And they will love you for it. It's not like they will not, because they've accepted something that they have not probably seen. But always to remember कि the crowd actually doesn't know better is like key though, कि you have a weird taste. You are this like person who thought कि मतलब ये whether it works or not मुझे अच्छा लगा. Keep that in mind. You thought this was weird, which was weird at some point is now cool.
Yeah.
So like it's so weird because I'm not like dissing anybody who's like I'm so
No, bro,
grateful.
feel free. Like,
This is the place to do it. This is the place to do it. If you
Oh
want to
man. But as much as I love everybody that listens, but I'm like, यार हम लोग एक साथ सुन रहे हैं मेरा गाना, सुन रहे हैं, right? Post that is like anything post listening is not needed according to me. I'm just like, okay, you can critique whatever you want, you can like it as much as you want, but it's not. It's like this was created in here.
Yeah, in your head.
Yeah, so it belongs here.
yeah.
But once you like take that song and get married to it, like someone's
Yeah.
like getting married to Liggy, I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, now it's your song. Now it's your
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
You made a memory out of it.
Yeah.
That's what the purpose of art is, according to me. But like trying to understand it, trying to be like, why this is happening, क्यों ऐसे इसको change कर सकते हैं? We have this thing where it's like, oh, we try to understand everything that's going on. Like, जो मजा आया तो dance किया, chill. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's sometimes it doesn't have so much to like dig deep and like try to change
It's
it.
not that deep.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a song. It's a nice song.
That's the last song. That's the last song.
Yeah.
Like, I think Skrillex is a very good example here. People who followed Skrillex for what Skrillex was and what the kind of house
He is
music and
now.
stuff that he's making now. He's on his thing and he's found a very different like audience now. But वो चले जा रहा है. You know, he's going for it. You know what I mean?
But
And sorry, bro. Like for Skrillex, though, he was like one of. You would say that he's one of the biggest electronic artists, mainstream, experimental, whatever you want to call it. Like this year, he's found a even bigger, like the biggest audience he's found is with the latest music that he's put out.
Yeah.
And for an already mainstream artist to become even more mainstream,
even
that's
bigger.
just wild.
This is wild, man.
So
yeah, no, I was just gonna say like with this new 2 albums, he's putting a 3rd album out this year. Bro, like we've grown up with the dubstep Skrillex.
The idea of Skrillex.
Of the idea of
वो change हो
Skrillex.
रहा है.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
now when you see him like playing house music and everyone's losing it to that as well, it's so nice. And the thing is like even if you see there's so much support for him.
Yeah.
Like it's really nice to see people who say I miss the old Skrillex, but I'm loving the new Skrillex.
But you know what? It's growing.
Yeah, it's growing.
There's
on
this
everyone.
other producer. I don't know if you guys know this guy called Getter.
Yeah.
Remember Getter?
I remember Getter.
Oh my god. So when he started switching his sound a little bit, he had such a cult following.
Yeah.
That cult was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
It turned on him.
Yeah, it turned on him. They turned on him to a point where he had to make a post. He's like, yo, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm doing this is as much. That's what I'm saying. It feels at some point the artist becomes like this drug dealer, you know, and it's like मेरा सामान कहाँ है?
Yeah.
Shout out Char Diwari. Just love Char Diwari though. Fuck yeah. But bro, it's just like at some point, it's like the artist is no longer like, you're not treating that guy as like
सम्मान कहाँ है?
सामान कहाँ है, bro? Like मुझे
You
चाहिए
want the
अपना,
same
you know,
stuff
you want
again
that
and
same
again,
stuff
yeah.
out of that person, right? And like they turned on this guy, man. I remember seeing this post that he had put up, like, yo, this is affecting my mental health.
Yeah.
Like you guys are like,
He's become a rapper now.
yeah, he raps now. Yeah.
I can't remember his alias, but it's a
Like, is it a
monster.
duo or something?
No, he singer.
Just him.
Get her raps now.
Yeah, get a raps now.
That should be his new.
Get her raps now.
Well, who are some? You mentioned Char Diwari. Who are some like Indian artists that you were either inspired by or like right now you really fuck with them? They're like, bro, ye log matlab crazy.
Catoptris.
Oh, let's
Pune
go.
boy, let's go.
Yeah.
Cut to-
Catoptris, Caronic, man. Again, Pune boys be
gang.
doing it, man. Pune boys
Nice,
be doing
nice.
it. They were on. I got them on for the
Yeah.
brilliant everywhere, man. So I love them. Yashraj obviously is fucking brilliant. It's very weird. The kind of like my everyday consumption is of hip hop. ज़्यादा. So like I do listen like again my relationship with Anjal is very hip hop centric. So he listens to a lot of artists.
Desi hip hop.
Right? So he and मैं तो बहुत surface level पे हूँ. I don't know much, but he's deep in there. So he told me about this guy called Lit Trust from my hometown in Bihar.
Okay.
Patna se, and I got him on for like 2 shows in Patna and Kolkata. Bro, he's brilliant. You guys have to listen to him. He's put out an album. उसने album निकाल दिया and he's up there. I feel like there are artists.
हिंदी में करता है?
Yeah, and it's got like influence of like Bhojpuri and stuff.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, shit.
You know,
I
it's
gotta hear
brilliant,
that.
man.
That's
It's
sick,
brilliant.
dude.
Yeah. But what's crazy is that some of these acts, like even a Caronic, a Catoptris, like I feel like such brilliant acts, you know, have like they're there. You know, it's about discovery now.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like obviously sabka journey and they're like obviously working, but like even Lit Trust for the matter, like he's ready. Like उसने album निकाल दिया and he's up there, he's matching the standard, he's probably crossed it. He's just about it, like वो बस discovery का is just that, you know. So I feel like that about like a lot of artists.
Sorry to cut you off. It's cool that you can give a platform to these guys. You know?
Yeah, I try. I mean, I feel like it's a very important thing to do that, man. Like, you know, like किसी ने मुझे AIB ने मुझे platform दिया था. It's just you got to do the same, and it's about like just like सबका time आए. Like obviously, like at some point it's going to be that where the audience is like. I feel like Lit Trust ki album is ahead of its time. Like, yeah, maybe next year it'll be something. I really feel like his music is so brilliant.
But you see that happening all the time, bro.
All the time,
Artists ने 2 साल पहले गाने निकाले, 3 साल बाद मतलब फट गए हो.
Yeah,
And like out of nowhere. Maybe the audience wasn't ready then. They're ready now. Bro, there's too many artists now. Desi hip hop, though, it's
Who
like.
you guys listen to?
DHH, there's too many
Bro,
artists.
Yashraj, we really fuck with.
Yeah.
He's been on the show also.
Nice.
Like, yeah, I'm sure you've spent time with him, bro. It's just like really
bro, we've
cool.
written songs also together.
When are they coming out?
Yeah, that's another. This is I think my biggest thing is ki when it comes to releasing music, man, I get too anal about it, dude. To a point where it's like it gets bothersome to a point where I'm like Liggy ka music video nikal gaya, but मैं राहुल को audio नहीं दे रहा हूँ streaming पे जाने के लिए. He's like, bro, video निकल गया है. You know, because we have like commitments with Bacardi and stuff at the time. And video निकल गया है. Audio मैं दे ही नहीं रहा हूँ.
It's on no streaming platform.
It's not on DSPs for 2 weeks after the release.
But what is it like overthinking? Or
It is
what?
absolutely, yeah, all of that. And it's like this sense of कि जो दिमाग में यहाँ पे create होता है, I need to make sure that it's exactly like that. You know, and I drive myself fucking crazy in that process. And I remember the 2 weeks I spent on Liggy because I was like, नहीं मैं DSPs के लिए मैं ये change करूँगा, वो change करूँगा. I went back to the first iteration only. But what several iterations was important for me to come back to the
Original one.
So overthinking is So anyway, but that's like the downside.
That's kind of what makes an artist great and also makes you like you're putting in those 2 extra weeks to make sure the song is perfect.
But it's also
uske
a hellhole
drawbacks.
though. The drawback is that it's a hellhole. Whoever's around me for 2 weeks.
सब frustrated हो रहे हो.
Yeah, everyone's going crazy. Although I'm like doing this all alone, but like I feel like again, folks are superheroes. Where it's like mom and dad have seen me, like go fucking crazy. You know.
Tu kar.
Yeah, like you do. You do.
You chill in your room.
Yeah, you stay in there and go crazy. Mom's feeding me and shit. Like, in Pune, like it gets really wild. And only now वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, like वो comfort zone अब थोड़ा आ गया, where I'm like taking care of the negative side. I'm like, oh, this actually affects my mental health. And this whole thing about like making things perfect is still fine if you're doing it in music, but it's not like ये बस एक aspect में ना,
Yeah.
this is we live this. So now I'm like applying this to people, you know, where I'm like, so this is like a problem that I've identified in the last 2-3 years, where I'm like, bro, you need to chill the fuck out. Okay, अगर कुछ नहीं हो रहा है accordingly, you can't control everything. Because I'm trying to control the song, which is still fine, but apply that to situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now it's like अब गाना नहीं बनता है, मैं like ठीक है, I'll do something else. I'll figure out, because पहले it was like घर में बैठा हुआ हूँ, गाना नहीं बन रहा है, I'll go fucking crazy till it fucking happens. It's trial and error till, you know. Now it's like, you know, ठीक है,
नहीं बन रहा है, ठीक है, बनेगा.
step out.
5 साल के बाद तो
You have some, you have some money. It's okay, use it, spend it.
You can survive for a bit.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about money? Like what is money like for? I feel like a lot of people would be curious to, like I'm sure like the revenue streams are shows, the music that goes out.
Yeah.
What else is there? Like I feel like producers make songs for
So
movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I know you've done the Comic Sun theme song.
yeah. That was actually my first project. That was before Udd Gaye.
First project? What do you mean? Like
थोड़ा कम था. Had I just given them the song एक साल बाद, it would have been. But yeah. So what would you like to know? Like in terms of when I started off, essentially 2014 types, man. It was obviously at that time it was like finding work, and whatever was. Everything was opportunity, man. I dropped out of school. I'm like, kuch bhi milega, that is a big deal.
what's the cheapest gig that you've done?
Oh, fuck yes. Pune mein, you guys know One Lounge?
Yeah.
Yes.
One Lounge? Fuck
Little
yes.
too
We're
well.
all familiar with it.
I played a birthday party of a 6th grader. This was my first like DJ set. Okay.
How old were you?
I was what, 16, 17, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And a junior of mine had hooked that up. Okay. And I don't know if you know, there's not a One Lounge ka outside section.
Yeah, no, the inside.
The inside section where there's a booth inside.
Yeah.
So the DJ isn't with like the crowd, which
Yeah.
will be that place, the dance floor is. So I'm inside
with
Anjal. Okay. With Anjal. There are enough mosquitoes to kill a fucking, like it's insane. It's insane. That was my first, I got paid, I think. Actually, I got paid for that time still. I got paid $5,000 for that.
Bro, that's a lot.
That's actually really good for that. You know, it's
That's-
actually good. But at the cost of what? Malaria? What's up? I've done a show for $500, which is a year before that. But that was actually a cooler show in terms of like the setting. But it was my first like introduction to, and I was like emceeing and stuff. So, again, another birthday party. So I've done like my first 2 shows are actually birthday parties.
Would you want to perform at another birthday party?
Yeah, exactly.
Into us.
Let's go.
We've got
Let's
a controller
go.
outside.
We're doing it. We're throwing it down after
We're throwing it down
We're
after
throwing
this.
it down after
Bro, like 5K for your first is pretty.
This is actually good. I'm actually not gonna lie.
Yeah.
At that time,
You didn't do house parties and all for your friends back in the day? Or you didn't have cool friends? No.
Anjal.
Anjal is the only one.
You and Anjal fucking.
Anjal and you had some different house parties only
Anjal
back in
had
the
his own
day.
set. Anjal had his own set of friends. Okay. I just had Anjal.
Oh, so you were like the friend that
Yeah.
he'd hang out
Friend's
with?
friend.
Yeah, basically.
What about now? Everyone.
Still Anjal.
It's still Anjal, bro.
Bro, at
glad-
some point we
I'm
should
glad
probably
it's still
give him
Anjal.
a
I'm
call,
actually-
bro. Like we've spoken a lot about him. Like we'll.
We got a dog. We wish he was here, man.
Like,
What would you like to know?
About Anjal?
Yeah.
No, bro, he
Come
just
on.
seems like a fun guy. Like
Bro,
now I
fuck
want to meet
yes.
him and like.
We gotta.
Whenever he comes to Mumbai, let's all meet
Let's
him.
please do a round 2 of this.
Yeah,
His
done,
POV of certain things. Yeah.
yeah.
They'll be very different, I feel.
He'll have a lot to say, I think.
We've done like a apart from like this show that we did together, like he was there with me. We've done like a round of Koregaon Park where we went to Euriska and High Spirits and like this is again 2014 types. I've just like walked up, right? I've walked up like High Spirits pe chala gaya hu, and this is like before I played my first show there and stuff. So I was like, yaar, guys, how do I perform? And they're like, bro, chute nikal. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't just like come here and like, obviously they didn't talk like this, but it was like that was there on the face. It was
प्यार
like,
से
okay.
बताया वो
Yeah, it's like you'll because that's the level of understanding I had. I'm like, what is management? What is all this? मुझे ये सब नहीं पता है. I'm just like, listen, I'm making certain set of music, which wasn't even like electronic music at the time, right? It was just weird set of sounds I was putting together. And then I had to just figure out कि how do I play this live? And that's how I figured that DJing is a medium to do this. That's how. So it's like a producer turned DJ situation.
Yeah.
So we went to Euriska. I remember we went to, what is that cafe? Cafe 1732 or 9. I don't know. You guys know that cafe next to. You know what I'm talking about?
I know which one. It's shut though.
It's shut now, right?
It was on top of FN Gut. It was called.
Yeah. So we went to a bunch of these places, man. So
just asking for gigs.
Yeah, just asking for gigs. Like, yo.
Was anyone nice enough to say, oh, send me an email?
Kodu was actually really nice.
Yeah.
Kodu was epic. Kodu at the time, I remember, he had responded and he's like, hey, send your music over to, you know. So there were some really nice peeps at that time. Yeah, Kodu was one of them.
No, he's so like, bro, even my whatever DJing career that I have, first gig was at High. Like, I used to do house parties.
Yeah.
First, my own, I think we did one New Year's party, and I was like, bro, I fucking hate it when you
Look
play
at these cool kids, man, with their own, like, you're doing house parties and stuff.
Bro, that's a story
It's like
it's a bad memory.
Oh, shit, okay.
Bad. I mean, it's just the house got wrecked.
Oh, man,
much.
okay, fair.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So I was like, I hate it when you connect the aux and the music stops when you're changing a track. So I was like, how do we like fix this?
Yeah.
So like the controller you saw outside, that's the controller. Like I borrowed it from a friend. And actually you might know him, bro, Krishan Riyat. He was a part of this duo
he's a part
called
of Quiztech.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Oh, you've been to
I know
Krishan's house.
Harshvardhan.
Yeah.
I know Harshvardhan.
So Quiztech used to be a duo back in the day.
Yeah. Harshvardhan back in the day would, so he was my first contact.
Shout out Haddi, bro.
Yeah. Shout out Quiztech.
So much love for the guy,
Haddi's only for
man.
us.
I remember back in the day, like, it used to be more about like how you're like DMing artists and stuff on Twitter. Like, I remember at the time, Anish was obviously touring the country. He was the Sunburn DJ. He was like doing his thing. I think one show came up around like I think again one lounge say Associated Memories. It was the biggest club at that time, right?
I think so.
So like I remember Harshvardhan would be like, okay, you gotta like text Anish this, and I'm like, yo, there's like a way to like connect with
like
people.
a pickup line for
Yeah, you gotta, yeah, exactly. Said it right.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, shit, okay, cool. Yeah, I remember Harshvardhan from back then.
Yeah, I mean.
You were
Well,
talking about Kodu and how he's given all of us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Like just
Shout out to Kodu.
one like Tuesday or a Thursday night, one of my friends who was like really drunk.
Yeah.
She tells like Urvak, who's the artist.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my friend is a DJ, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. Send me your profile. And I don't think I ended up sending my profile, but he sends me a message like 2 days after saying, you're opening on Thursday night for Quiztech.
Lovely.
Oh, you opened for Haddi?
First gig ever, bro.
I love that. I love that you guys call him Haddi. That's
Yeah, like
Harshvardhan, Haddi.
Love it.
And he's kind of skinny, so Haddi.
Yeah.
That used to be his name in school.
Yeah, that makes full sense now.
Yeah, and then, bro.
That's awesome, dude.
Bro, and then at that point.
Very supportive. He's very supportive.
Yeah.
Kodu was always, very. There were few people in the industry. I remember Kodu was one of them. Tej. Tej was the first person who replied to me, responded to me. I remember Arjun at that time. Arjun takes care of Sharkening.
Yeah.
Right? There were few people, right? There was one management company, okay? जिसका phone number Delhi का police station. I'm not even fucking kidding. Yeah. This is so random. As a 19-year-old kid, you're like hitting up all these management companies, and like one of them is like
a police station.
Yeah.
Like on Truecaller or what?
Like I just like the number on their Facebook was very strange. Okay. But there were like a lot of supportive people at the time. I'm not gonna lie. They were like, okay, he's a kid who's spamming us, but at least, you know,
he's got
that drive, yeah.
Yeah, at least respond to kar dete hain. You know what I mean? So that was nice.
I mean, I think that's the difference between promoters or like, let's say, managers who are kind of looking for talent versus the ones who are looking for, like, who's going to bring 200 people if I book them? Yeah. Who's going to bring like 300? Which is...
Can I get a towel? Sorry.
Yeah. Towel...
Oh, you're feeling hot?
Dirty, man. I got like, you know, I'm kidding. I'm not really.
You're feeling hot?
No. Something went in my eye. Okay. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I'm saying, like, I also understand that they need to sell drinks and they need
Yeah.
like people to come in, but like I don't know, bro. Like it's a very weird because you have to fill the place, but you also
have to,
want
yeah.
good music. So
It's
like,
crazy.
how do you
Because
figure
they
it
will
out?
not recognize you for your art or like what artist you are. No, nobody cares about that till you like, you know,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
enough
Pass
friends who
somewhere.
can fill up the place. You're suddenly an artist now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So at the time also, I remember like I would tell mom that. Sorry, I would tell mom that.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on.
Yeah. I would tell mom at the time like, Mama, I can't sell this. I don't know what my music is myself. I can't sell this. I need somebody to sell this.
Yeah.
You know, मुझे बात करने नहीं आता है लोगों से. Like my social
Right.
element is like
Yeah.
very low. So I didn't know, man. Like
Look
I
at you
remember
now, bro. Look at you. Talk on a podcast selling.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Selling my old self. I love it.
No, bro, but like,
Divorce.
what happened? That's okay, bro.
Take
That's
it.
like the third. Bro, like from whatever that Thursday night at High to like right now, what's next? Like, are you touring later in the year? Is there music coming out?
I mean, thankfully, like I'm like obviously like we've reached that point where it's like okay, I can set certain deadlines, but it's like I don't need to, you know.
So you can chill.
Yeah,
Let's
but that
go, bro.
also works against you though, right? That's the
Yeah.
whole thing where it's like okay, just because you can suddenly जब option आ जाता है,
You get
when
into a
it's when you
slumber.
don't have an option, then it's like you know,
करना
right?
ही है.
Yeah, right. And when you suddenly get that, and you've been working hard for that, it's such a
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
like,
So-
you know what I mean? Like you reach that point, and then you're like, अच्छा, but like you want to get that fire again. अब
Yeah.
क्या करें? So, trying to build थोड़ा सा balance there is like ठीक है, take a chill, but also like you know, set certain goals. But the only problem with me is that extremes में जीता हूँ, bro. Like I can't like at one point it was like trial and error only. Now it's like it's a switch in my head. I can't just also bring about a balance, right? It's not like कि मैं, it's not a 9 to 5 job.
It's either Goa or it's Bombay.
It's either go or go.
Like,
My man.
just the extremes.
That was
Extremes,
a-
bro.
yeah.
So it's like all I can tell myself is like ठीक है, अगर you can't get yourself to like really religiously sit and make, go live a life.
Yeah.
Do things, get inspired, and if it is worth something, it'll like bring out a reaction out of you, which will be a song.
Yeah.
You know. So it's become like that. It's become a science project, dude. It's not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. It's like a full switch where पहले मैं खुद बैठ के काम करता था. And virginal days, I would think about what it would be like to be in a relationship. Oh shit! That is highlight. This is the real. This is the real.
He even knows, bro. He knows what reel is going to be.
Oh, you got your reel. You got a reel. Oh my god. Oh, that was so good. That was.
You were saying.
I don't think that camera.
There's one more over here.
Dono, Jeet, please. But how do I seriously say this now again?
I
The
think,
virginal days.
I think it's done.
Yeah.
We're done with this.
bro, like the next time you're doing a show, we're coming.
You have to.
And you have to send us unreleased also. Like
You have to send us.
whoever comes
Like
on the
it's-
show. No. Whoever
He
has
doesn't send it to his management also.
But the song has
They
somehow
don't
still
even get
doesn't.
it even after it's out.
No, whoever comes on the show, like they send us something though.
Bro,
It's
done.
like,
You have to send me that picture. I'm sending you a song.
Chal, done.
Fair.
That's a fair
trade.
deal.
It's a fair trade.
We have a
Bro.
lot of digging up to do if we need that picture.
Bro, we've got to text those people now.
It's slippery slope and sliding down both of us.
No, bro, but this was great.
This was fun, man.
Thank you for doing. I hope you had a good time.
Dude, this was lovely, and I think वही होता है. I've been watching your content and everything. I just like, dude, this is just fun, and I just like to be a part of it, you know.
No, bro, I
And I'm
also-
really glad that you guys had me because एक तो Pune boys है हमारा
Yeah.
P Town, what's up? But yeah, just really glad, man. Cheers.
No, bro, thank you for doing
Thank
this.
you so much.
We'll see you again.
Cheers, brother. Cheers.
Chalo.
All right.
Go, bro.
Let's go.